Welcome back to Volunteer Game Day. Let's go inside the game plan with Tennessee quarterback Heath Schuler on deck here. We've talked a lot about defense so far. Anything concerning you on offense?
Yeah, Joey Aguilar staying healthy. I mean, we're in a situation where we're getting deep into the season. Took a few, had the neck injury,
Sure.
Arm injury. So, keeping him healthy, I think it somewhat will change your game a little bit as a quarterback if you have that injury. I don't think, unless it's, a real crucial part of the time, I don't think you're going to see Joey kind of lowering his shoulder and trying to get that first down in the first half of the game.
How does that impact you mentally as you're going into a game, knowing that you have something lingering there? We're not quite sure how serious that is, but how does that impact your game in your mind?
Well, actually, you try to block it out. You try to block the injury out and set it aside. You really have to continue to focus on the defense and making sure that your guys are in the right place to be successful. So you block the injuries out. However, once you start, as a quarterback, you're running with the football, then you got to think really smart to be able to protect yourself.
Ball's just 35% third down conversion rate in the 4 conference games.
Yeah, we've got to be able to improve that. I really feel that if we're going to be more successful and win out as time goes on, our third down production's got to be much better. We lead the country in drop balls. And that's, it's not always the wide receiver. I mean, your tight ends actually lead our group of receivers in drop passes, and followed by running backs and wide receivers. So we've got to do a much better job of catching the football and to be able to pick up those first downs. There's been that statistic that you gave would be a lot different if we were catching the ball more consistently.
And your point about how competitive the SEC is, do you think that speaks to the depth of the conference?
It really does. In the big plays, we talk about, what's happened to our big play? We're playing better opponents. We're playing the SEC. We're in the heart of the conference now. So that will actually change to be able to, that you're not going to be able to, always throw 3 or 4, 25 plus throws in a half, right?
Well, the volume of explosive plays has gone down considerably in the last couple of weeks. So should we not expect to see that much? Should we expect to see a different style of play?
We always expect it, Brittany.
Okay.
But, you got to have that confidence that we do expect it. But, look, they're going to play. They go to practice just like we do. They have workouts just like we do. But, I mean, we want to be able to be successful. I think it's really going to come down to if Braswell gets a step on their defensive backs, I promise you, Joey Aguilar will go deep and try to hit him for a touchdown.
Aside from maybe something that's bothering him in his neck, how are you feeling about Joey Aguilar? You've been impressed with him the last couple of games. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think there's probably no one on the entire field that I see that plays with more heart than our quarterback does. I mean, he plays with a tremendous amount of heart. He's struggling for the first down. He's sacrificing his body on the field. I'm a big fan of Joey Aguilar's. Got to cut down some of the mental mistakes, right? The interception really cost us, the momentum going into halftime when we could have gotten a score or at least kicked a field goal going into the Alabama game, going into the half, but instead we get a pick six and really change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, something that you've been talking about all season long are mental mistakes, penalties, things that it feels like Tennessee can do a better job of controlling. How can they eliminate some of that?
Well, I think it comes down to, look, our coaching staff say you don't jump off sides. You don't jump off sides in high school. You don't jump off sides in youth ball. And false starts on offense, to me, it's unacceptable. I mean, the snap count, or at least watch the ball if you don't know the snap count. So we've got to do a much better job. That comes down to individual play, and collectively, unfortunately, we've, racked up a tremendous amount of penalties this year, and it's really offset some of our positive performance offensively.
What do you think the source of that is? That just seems like it's not so much in line with what we also hear about these players.
Yeah, it has to be a priority. I mean, it really has to be a priority. You have to coach it in practice, and as players, you have to be more disciplined and not just say, it's just practice, because the way you practice is the way you're going to perform. So I think there's got to be far more accountability of one another, your teammates. You have to be accountable to your teammates. When you have a false start on offense, that's unacceptable.
We asked this a couple of weeks ago, this question. How is your confidence level in Tennessee? A couple of weeks ago, it was very strong, still very strong. How are you feeling about the Vols?
It is. I still think we got a great opportunity to be able to win out. We have the personnel. We're getting guys back. We're healthier than we were 3 weeks ago. Now we have to just cut down on those mental mistakes, Brittany, like you talked about. If we can cut down on the mental mistakes and be more consistent offensively and learn to tackle on defense, then I think we got the keys to be able to win out.
We'll talk more about that coming up in just a moment. That is inside the game plan, but still